This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel today. And well, it's about time after everything that's gone on in about the past 3 weeks in the Oilers goaltending situation, Mike Smith and the whole lot. Might as well talk about Mikko Koskinen, who gets set to face the Ottawa Senators yet again this season. He's done all right, I'd say, and that's exactly why we're talking about him today and not really doing a traditional pregame, is the fact of, right, this may indeed be a make it or break it game for Mikko Koskinen in net for the Edmonton Oilers. Why? Well, it just so happens that about a week ago, the Oilers claimed Alex Stalock off waivers from the Minnesota Wild. So within the next, I believe, 4, 5, 6 days, if somewhere in there, if I can get that Stalock video. Hold on. I've got it right here. When did I post that Stalock video? I posted it, oh, come on. I don't want January 1st. I want March 1st. Thank you very much. I posted that March 1st. So it's now a week since the Oilers claimed Stalock. So give or take about 8 more days for Stalock to clear waivers, or quarantine, pardon me, after being claimed on waivers. That'll put us somewhere in between the game against the Flames on the 15th and, of course, the game against the Flames on the 17th. So you've got Mikko Koskinen, who could very well be looking with a poor performance tonight at his last start as an Edmonton Oiler. You've got the Sens at 7 p.m. tonight. You've got the Sens at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Then you've got the Sens on Friday. So for Mikko Koskinen, live or die essentially over this series with the Sens. I think for Dave Tippett, yes, Koskinen's a little bit in the doghouse. I'd say that's fair and that's warranted given what's happened with the goalie situation over the past 3 weeks or so since Mike Smith came back. Now, okay, you've got 3 games lined up against Ottawa. They are improving rapidly as that young core comes together and really is starting to do what they were supposed to do at the start of the season and be that team to surprise every team in the North Division, and now they're getting there. Well, hopefully they don't surprise the Oilers, who have made them doormats essentially in the first 4 games of the season series. Now you have 3 of the last 5 lined up over the 8th, 10th, and 12th. And it just so happens, right, for the Oilers, you're starting Mikko Koskinen tonight. He's very well going to get another start in this series. But over the span of this series, this may be the last couple of games or last game we see Mikko Koskinen play for the Oilers for either some time or for the rest of his career because he heads somewhere on the waiver wire. This is where it's going to get really interesting for the Oilers because at the same rate, what you have going on in the minors is an absolute beautiful development of Stuart Skinner, right? He's come in, he's played great hockey down there in Bakersfield after winning his first NHL game earlier this season against the Ottawa Senators. So if you need a third string goalie, Stuart Skinner is capable of being that third string goalie. It's looking like, right? He turned in a performance and we're not asking him to do much, but at the same rate, you want to keep developing him. So hopefully you don't lose Mikko Koskinen on waivers, but at the same rate, I'm sorry, take a look around at what's happening in the NHL. Detroit, yeah, they could use Guy. The Ducks, if they move Gibson, they could use Guy. Buffalo, I think Buffalo would take anything that's free because what they have is way too expensive and it ain't working. And I'm talking, yeah, maybe Taylor Hall, Jack Eichel, and the lots, Jeff Skinner. But in net, you know what? You could always use somebody different in there. And if the Buffalo Sabres especially have a chance to go claim somebody of the skill level of Mikko Koskinen out there on waivers, I think they'd take a shot and claim him if somebody else doesn't. So that's where you look at this lineup of 3 games against the Ottawa Senators. You've got tonight, Wednesday, Friday, back-to-back on Saturday with the Canucks, and then Monday against the Flames on the 15th, and then you're into Alex Stalock territory, and things could look drastically different. Trust me, I am having such a hard time keeping up with the Oilers this season, unlike any other season, because this year I take a night off, I've missed a game, a day off, and everything, and away we go. Now, I'll answer a question. For everybody that's always asking, like, why do you sneeze in the middle of every video? I don't know what it is, but I have my sneezes timed 10:30 in the morning and right when I get home and do a video. As soon as I get talking and my nasal cavity gets some vibration or something, it's time to sneeze. I'm sorry. Just the way it is. It's nothing weird, nothing going on in the house. 10:30, and whenever I do my video, it's guaranteed, and I pretty much never sneeze again the rest of the day. Guaranteed. Anyway, let's get back to it, right? So you're talking March 17th is Alex Stalock territory. You've got just over a week and 2 days from then. And 3 games against the Senators in which Mikko Koskinen really has to come and improve himself. Here's where we go with that, is we go to Jack Michaels with a tweet about 7 hours ago today from 5:40 p.m. Mountain Time, and he talks about the start for Koskinen against Ottawa, right? This is obviously Dave Tippett saying, hey, go in there, stop pucks, and get your confidence up. But at the same rate, if you sink and you fail, well, now we know what to do in the week's time. That's right? It's pretty self-explanatory here, and I don't think I'm throwing any words in anybody's mouth right now as to the thin ice Mikko Koskinen finds himself in the starter's net tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. This said, though, as Michaels points out, who should be doing the play-by-play for us tonight as well, as 7 p.m. start on a Monday. Heck yeah. He's 2-0 against the Senators this year with a .949 save percentage, and you've got the new look, old look Edmonton Oilers going to work as well. RNH on the second line with Ennis and Puljujarvi. Top line's loaded up with Draisaitl, McDavid, and Yamamoto, who cue the comeback on Saturday night against the Calgary Flames. My goodness, that is what happens when you have the best 2 players in the NHL together. And you know what? You can say something about a one-line team, but the Flames sure couldn't score against any of the other lines the Oilers put out there on Saturday night after they got the lead. So, one-line team, I'll take one line that scores all the offense and 3 lines that shut the game down. Don't worry about that, no problem there. So, right, we find ourselves in a situation where Ottawa is also 0-5 this year on the second of a back-to-back. So this is where it bodes really well for Mikko Koskinen. He's a hot goalie. He can do it against Ottawa. And then you've got 3 games against Ottawa. They're on a back-to-back to start the series. Then you got, of course, 3 games in 5 nights. And my goodness, this lines up beautifully for the Oilers to come in here and rewrite the headlines. And everybody will be still talking about, oh, it's just Ottawa, it doesn't count. But I'm sorry, you lose 3 against the Leafs, and then the next week you win 3 against the Sens. Hey, you know what? Evens out. And it all plays out because you won on Saturday night against the Flames, that you're over 500 in the past 2 weeks. And realistically, guys, it comes down to the Oilers just need to win 2 more games than they lose the rest of the year. And we're pretty much guaranteed that 4th spot as long as we don't lose games in masses to the Canucks and Flames. That's all I'm going to say. As long as we do the job against the Canucks and Flames the rest of the year, and of course against Ottawa, playoffs. Playoffs. Simply said, playoffs. So that's a good thing for us right there. But it all starts tonight with Mikko Koskinen getting in net for the Oilers and hopefully getting that confidence up, stopping some hard pucks, and coming alive again and trying to show that he's not quite done in Oilers land. Because as of March 17th, mark my words, there's a lot going on in a lot of people's lives that day. Trust me, I know things via work, that there's a lot going on. But mark my words, March 17th, if Mikko Koskinen flounders in this series against Ottawa, he will be on waivers, if not sooner, and Alex Stalock will be replacing him on the Oilers roster. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Where's Dylan Wells? He's still with the Oilers, don't you worry. He's still doing his thing as the taxi squad goalie until, of course, Alex Stalock's rostered. I am up on out of here.